So I was talking to Angel, the lead developer of the TIE Fighter Total Conversion project, by the way, and I've made a full review of this amazing mod on his channel, and if you haven't checked it out, the link is in the description down below. And at some point he randomly asked me, so how about Star Citizen? Isn't this game like in Forever Alpha? And I thought that this was a wonderful question because as a Star Citizen content creator, it is easy to get stuck into a macrocosmos in which everyone knows about the game and is convinced that it is potentially the next big thing. But the truth is that for most people, Star Citizen is an oddity. It's that title that they've heard about for almost a decade now, which which has its own controversies and achievements, and with no release date in sight, which, let's face it, is a far cry from the idea of what most people have of a game and even a game in early access, right? And the reason why so many people think this way about Star Citizen is because, from my point of view at least, Star Citizen at this stage is not a game yet at least, and it certainly is not for everyone, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. Every now and then we get your classic video of how much Star Citizen is a scam and how much of the game is plagued by feature creep, which prevents its completion and its eventual release. I mean, we've heard this narrative for many years now, and to some extent, as I mentioned in the introduction, this point of view can be understandable if you consider that games ought to be sold as finished products with compelling content, progression, and a reliable tech to make all of it possible, which is clearly not the case for Star Citizen, almost 9 years after the introduction of the project. So, what makes, in my eyes, Star Citizen a valid purchase then, if it's not a game? And why would I recommend people to give it at least a look or try during the multiple free fly events during the year, or even get a 45 game package that gets you access to the Persistence universe via the referral code that you have in the description that can get you 5,000 of a UEC in-game money? Well, the reason I advocate for the project is precisely because it is a project. The way I see Star Citizen, like hundreds of thousands of other people, is not like this is a traditional AAA game you would play for a couple of dozens of hours at most, and then forget about it. No, this is not how my journey was here. My journey through Star Citizen has been far more different, and it is this journey that I have tried to share on this channel for the past 3 years already. And again, a huge shout out to all of you guys who have been following and supporting me since the start, like Gargotron, for example, my very first Patreon, who's still there, Anak, Dark Sparrow, Admiral Griffiths, Max Power, Dr. Forbin, and plenty more of you guys who have been absolutely awesome. Thank you so much again. Anyway, to me and all of these people, Star Citizen is a passion project. It's a project that is meant to last for years, if not more. It is a project that will require a lot of efforts, financially, because we are paying for features and technologies that have been deemed too expensive to develop by all of the major publishers out there, and time-wise as well, as we need to spend the time to test it and send the developers some feedback. Think of, for example, an old room that you'd buy with the project of turning it into a beautiful mansion. It's the project of a lifetime that will require tremendous dedication and focus, but when it will be completed, the rewards will be worth the efforts tenfold. This is what it is for Chris Roberts, the creator of games like Wing Commander, Freelancer, and of course, Star Citizen. It is his dream game, the game made to beat them all, planned to be able to include everything from FPS combat to space combat to trading, exploration, base building, crafting, all into one dynamic universe. An impossible task, you may ask. Well, if we follow any traditional game development model, yes. But if we change our mindsets and realize that if we dedicate enough willpower, talent, and resources, then it becomes feasible. That's why there are now over 750 people working on the project across the globe, and that is how we have achieved several breakthroughs like the incredible planetary tech that we have, the ability to seamlessly transition from our cockpit to the surface of entire planets, or the nearly released gas giant tech that is once more unique to Star Citizen. And sure, it takes time. Sure, it takes patience. Crusader was supposed to be released 2 years ago, remember? Server meshing is itself almost 2 years behind schedule too. The planetary tech was also very late. Developing games involves delays, and developing new technology for games evolves even more delays, which is why Star Citizen is a project and is not for everyone. you need to be patient. You need to have a knack for game development. You need to somewhat enjoy experiencing bugs, reporting them, documenting them, and seeing them being tackled by the devs. I have found myself cheering at patch notes countless times when I saw that the developers finally got rid of a bug that we had seen and experienced for years. I can't remember how many times I've chuckled when I saw in patch notes a returning bug making a brief comeback only to be removed again the next patch because the devs had gotten more experience at dealing with these issues, all thanks to the work that we've been doing hand by hand. Us, the backers, and them, the development team. And finally, a new release that we've been expecting for years is finally making its way into the live game servers. We're getting to experience that for the first time in the PTU, the public test universe, is a true delight, a moment of bliss that I'm always excited to share with you guys here on this channel. If you picture yourselves enjoying this kind of experience, then yes, Star Citizen is for you. Now, there is one particular aspect in which I think Cloud Imperium Games is at fault regarding people calling Star Citizen a scam, and this is what we'll talk about before ending this video. I think that where Cloud Imperium is giving the haters and the naysayers the stick to hit them is when they sell Star Citizen as a game. Now, to be fair, from a marketing point of view, if we take a look at the greater picture, the sake of the project, I think that this decision, as controversial as it is the right one. But first, let's talk about why I think Cloud Imperium Games' decision to label Star Citizen as a game is controversial. Let's face it, guys, there's not much to do in Star Citizen yet. And in fact, I've been a backer since 2012, and having been constantly involved in the project since then, I can testify that there is effectively less to do now in July 2021 than 2 years ago, for example, which is when City Planet ArcCorp was released along with its moons. Back then, there were scrambled races, multi-planetary delivery missions, combat beacons, planetary patrols, and trade was a flourishing activity in the verse. All of that is gone, and instead we have first-person mining and improved mining and a refinery, and that's basically it. And the reason for that is because all of those gameplay activities I just mentioned are going to be redone and are being reiterated, and such is the life of a project that is still pretty much under development. On top of that, there isn't much progression in Star Citizen at this stage either. The developers can choose to wipe the database at any time, and they will. And the servers are still at times malfunctioning and subject to crashes that will make you lose all the items your characters or ship would be carrying at the time you disconnect. Star Citizen is thus far from being a finished product, and this is a reality that a lot of new disgruntled backers soon find out after purchasing a game package before expressing their rage on Twitter or Reddit. However, there is one particular reason why I understand CIG for labeling Star Citizen as a playable gaming experience now, despite all of the issues players are experiencing at this stage of the alpha, and that is money. And yes, people who are not into the project or particularly fond of what it can represent may be inclined to perceive it as a scam. However, with 750 plus employees and multiple offices around the world, CIG need to pay all of those salaries and bills, and this is why money is important. Without new backers, without older backers repledging, there would be no game. The project would stall, or worse, could be taken over by the very publishers who deem the nature of the project unfeasible. It is, in my eyes, a typical case of the ends that justifies the means. It can look shady in the eyes of those unfamiliar with the project, for sure, yes, understandably so, and but however, has it given any results? Yes, too. Have these results been enough? Not yet, but it is still too early to judge. I think that this time will come when the much anticipated server meshing, which will allow for multiple servers to seamlessly merge together, will come online. Then we will see if we can indeed go to multiple star systems. We will see if we can indeed play with hundreds of players within the same instance. We will see if we can indeed experience full persistence in a living, breathing universe. There are teams that have been working on these features for years now, and we are only starting to see the results of their work this year via some videos or Spectrum threads. We should see more at this year's SeasonCon and potentially by this year's end patch. at the end of this year. Yeah. Anyway, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, but let me know in the comment section down below, as this is the giveaway question this month. I am giving away a Gattac Raylan with LTI. All you have to do is to subscribe to this channel and answer this question. What do you tell people when they ask you about Star Citizen? You know my answer, but I'd like to know yours too. Also, shout out to Uncle Fogma Chiminas for sponsoring this month's Discord giveaway, as well as Dragon Ghost. We are giving away a G12 with LTI, 3 sets of Grey Cut armor, $25, $10, and $10 in RSI gift cards. If you're a Patreon or Jump Button member, you should have automatic access to my Discord channel. Also, a big thanks to Tala and Dr. Forbin as well for their contribution on Patreon too. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the channel for more content. We'll have a roadmap update. It should be an interesting one. Take care, everyone. It's the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later. This video is brought to you by the people who support this channel on Patreon and via the join button as well. Supporters of the channel get access to lots of cool perks, such as access to my private Discord, your question answered in the show, you get to know when I'm going to play, and also you get to have a chance to influence the editorial line of the channel. Any help is appreciated, starts at just $1 a month. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later.